What you learn in this video will absolutely help you win more singles matches. Now, this video footage is courtesy of J Tennis on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to their awesome channel. I've put their link in the description below. So this is Mackenzie McDonald, UCLA, Tom Fawcett, Stanford. All right, this is back in 2016. Let's look at Mackenzie's split step timing. You always want to land your split step after the opponent hits the ball, no matter the situation. So there's Fawcett serving and Mackenzie lands after. That's always how you want it to be. Synchronizes your brain and your reaction time with when your feet hit the ground. So Mackenzie, dealing with a high kicker, just floats the ball back high, and that buys him time to get back inside the court. You see so many players, they crush the return, and then the court is wide open because they outkick their coverage, if you will, and they don't give themselves time to get back. Now, this is a really interesting thing. This is a really savvy play by Mackenzie here. So Mackenzie is kind of floating back to the middle. He's trying to keep this side, the deuce side of the court, occupied, while Fawcett is deciding where to hit the ball. And what this does is it allows Mackenzie to basically force Fawcett to have to hit the ball to one half of the court. This isn't an easy situation for Mackenzie, but he's going to stay on this side so that this seems like the not logical choice, basically directing traffic and getting the ball to go over here. That's helpful for Mackenzie because he's moving that way. So he doesn't want to be wrong-footed. If he moves back really quickly, then he might actually be getting to the center while moving left, and then Fawcett can go back behind him and wrong-foot him. So he hangs out on the right side of the court, trying to direct traffic, and it's exactly what happens. Now, this is so critical that you learn and apply this to your volleys. Just a few days ago, I made a video on how to improve your volley. In fact, I think the thumbnail is the best volley tip. And I talked about how when you get a low volley, you don't want to do this. Set the racket up above head level. When you watch Fawcett hit this low volley, and this is a super smart play. When your opponent comes in, you just want to give them a low volley to force them to have to volley up, right? That's why your opponent comes to the net, you want to involve them in the point, not avoid them. But in the video, and I'll put this on the screen at the end of the video, at the end of this video, you'll be able to watch the volley video I'm talking about. I talked about how detrimental it is to your net game if you set the racket high on a low volley, because then you're forced to chop and you'll slam your racket against the ground. Here is a real life example of what problems occur when you chop a low volley like this. It puts a ton of backspin on the ball, and the ball just sits there. And you'll see Mackenzie, after hitting the ball low to Fawcett, he's sprinting forward knowing what Fawcett's going to do with this ball. Now, in this scenario, Fawcett's going to win this point about 6% of the time. The moment he decided to set his racket high and chop down on this ball, he really now has no chance of winning. Now, I want to just state, I cannot beat these guys. I'm not saying I can beat these guys, but I'm certainly qualified to notice mistakes by players. And in this point, I saw nothing wrong with Mackenzie at all. Once Fawcett chopped that volley, now Mackenzie can come in and do whatever he wants. Now, I will say this, and in one of my podcast episodes, if you've never listened to my podcast, check it out, 2 Minute Tennis Podcast. One of my episodes is all about this exact scenario. When you're near a sideline, and you need to go for a passing shot, choose the down the line passing shot, especially as a recreational player. When you hit cross court passing shots, the court is shorter because you have to dip the ball into the service box right here. So it requires a lot more spin and a lot more skill. You'll actually be able to hit the ball deeper if you just hit down the line, and it's actually an easier shot. Plus, your opponents typically do not cover it. And in fact, Mackenzie hits a perfect shot and a perfect example of this down the line shot here. So when your opponent comes to the net on you, aim low to them and immediately start running forward. When you get a low volley, don't set your racket high and chop down. That's just going to result in the ball floating and popping up, allowing your opponent to run it down. And when you're in Mackenzie's situation here, pass down the line. Especially in recreational tennis, your opponent always leaves that wide open. Now, if you're tired of lugging around your heavy and cumbersome ball machine to the courts to practice, then you've got to check out the Proton Ball Machine by Hydrogen Sports. And right now you can get free shipping in the USA when you take advantage of my coupon code at checkout, and it's 2minute_Proton. The link is in the description, but it'll also be right on the screen at the end of this video. The Proton is fully programmable using its intuitive app, holds up to 100 balls, and weighs less than 20 pounds. To check out the Proton, click the link in the description and remember my coupon code for free shipping, 2minute_Proton. And if you're looking for people in your local area to play matches against or practice with, maybe you want to find a local league at your level, or you'd love to find a coach who's close to you who can help you with your game, then use my link for PlayYourCourt. And it's playyourcourt.com/2minutetennis. When you use my link to sign up, you get 50% off. So click right here to check out the Proton Ball Machine and use my link for free shipping, 2minute_Proton. You work on your single strategy and there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.